Some team missed pretty much each of the readiness assurance process quiz questions today. If a whole team can get a question wrong, usually that means there's misunderstanding. Some of these questions, I wonder if it wasn't I was catching teams unprepared. Anyway, make sure that you come into these readiness assurance process quizzes having read the material, having taken careful notes, and ready to talk with team members about which is the right answer, ready to come to the right answer. Well, let's just go through the quiz together. I'll split this up into more than one screencast if I need to keep each one short. According to our textbook authors, why is a person's disposable income an unreliable measure of that person's well-being? A, it's very difficult to observe people's wages, salary, rent receipts, interest receipts, net transfers. It's actually, taxation and other data make it actually fairly easy to calculate that. So A is out. Disposable income includes spending on items that are actually harmful to people's well-being, such as cigarettes, cocaine, and unsafe automobiles. Economists, that one is somewhat tempting. Our authors didn't point it out, but people do spend stuff on things that are harmful to them. Disposable income, though, gives us a measure of how many resources people have available with which to pursue their own happiness. And so even if someone's idea of their own happiness is not what our idea of what they should do, the fact that they had that money to spend says, okay, well, that's gives us a sense of what they could do with the resources for their well-being. That's what the goal is. Disposable income leaves out many important determinants of well-being, such as, environmental quality, government provided education, goods produced within the household. And that's absolutely right. Those are all things that contribute mightily to happiness, but would not be included in disposable income, which is the income you receive from your employer minus taxes. Let's see what else would be subtracted there. Anyway, it's what you have after taxes pretty much captures disposable income, the amount of money that you actually could spend. Measuring disposable income counts a dollar earned from working as exactly equal to a dollar received as a welfare payment from government, even though working to earn one's money is better. No, that's not part of the answer. All right, so answer C, we'll check my choice. Lo and behold is correct, lucky thing. Let's move on. I swallowed some water down the wrong pipe. How much will the digital curation document and screencasts are 5% each, total 10%. Did you have it in your notes or not? Okay, this one was hard, and let me talk you through it. Notice that I thought Trinity, your comment in the Zoom session was great. Is you first see us like, what the hell's going on? And this should happen while you're reading and the night before, not during the quiz. But we're all in a hurry, and sometimes it is until the quiz that we think carefully about it. This is sort of interesting how this goes. Notice that they've got this 100,000 years ago to the present in the big scale, and then they have this blow up of just the last couple hundred years. So which of the following statements are true? Oh. Okay, got it. So the productivity of labor and producing light the graph uses a ratio scale. Let's go through them one by one. Yeah, notice that each increment up is times 10, and that's a ratio scale. Could be times 2, could be whatever, but it's always times 10, and that's what a ratio scale does. So 1 is certainly true. Productivity of labor producing light is about 500,000 times greater today than it was in 1800. No, it's about 500,000 times bigger today than it was 100,000 years ago. But if we looked at that ratio, it's about 50,000 times more today than it was 200 years ago. So 2 is tempting and sort of tricky, but it's out. The rate of increase in the productivity of labor in producing light was faster between 1960 and 1980 than it was between 1860 and 1880. Let's just check that. And this ratio scale, the slope of the graph tells us the rate of change. So steeper slope means quicker rate of change. So let's look at our years. 60. What am I comparing? 60 and 80, 1960, 1980. So there's that curve. Let's go back 1860 to, oh, we see that's obviously steeper. And that was probably the advent of, it seems like that was before Edison's light bulb, but maybe not. Maybe that's when that happened. In any case, we see a bigger increase in 1860 to 1880. It's just the slope of that curve. So 3 is out. It's backwards. It was faster in 1860 to 1880 than it was between 60 and 80. By the way, that slope is really even steeper now. LED light bulbs have been developed since 2000, I believe, and that they talked about compact fluorescence, but LED is a far superior technology. So we've increased even more. And then 4, the circular inset is the horizontal magnification of the main graph for the years between 1800 and 2000. And that's absolutely true. The horizontal axis would be just a teeny little sliver right here, 1800. It would be this little sliver, but we've magnified that. Actually, vertically, we've compressed it, but we still get the idea. So 1 and 4 are true. That would be D. Let's check my work. There's a little bit of a lag, and bingo. Let's do one more on this screencast, then I'll break it up into another one after that. Which sentence best describes the reason? Anytime you see that best, be wary, because it means there's at least a couple of possible okay statements, and we're going to have to discern. And maybe it's just misleading, but I don't think so. I wrote these questions, so I know. Which sentence best describes the reason capitalist systems so often feature faster economic growth? Information is more widely available in capitalist economic systems, so rulers know how to distribute goods and services. No, the whole point is that it's firms and consumers interacting in market that distributes the vast majority of resources in an economy. Under capitalism, individuals reap the benefits of successful innovation and have more opportunity to trade. And more opportunity to trade enables increased specialization. Well, that's exactly the 2 reasons that our textbook authors gave. So that's looking pretty good. Let me see if there's a better one. Capitalist systems, the differences between the rich and the poor within countries is always quite large, and this the poor are motivated to work hard to become wealthy. That actually isn't true. We see very successful capitalist economies, Denmark, European social democracies, Japan, where both the average level of living is very high and there's not very much income inequality. So C is out. D, governments and capitalist economic systems do better at prioritizing the well-being of citizens as these governments allocate. Okay, that would be true if we were talking about a centrally planned economy, which is very much different than a capitalist economy. So B really it's not just the best, it's the only credible one there. So maybe I was being a little bit misleading by putting best there. Check. All right. Yeah, let's stop there.